In this video, we're going to talk about the parasitology of Trypanosoma cruzi. In the previous video, we talked about Trypanosoma brucae, and we said Trypanosoma brucae itself has some complexes, and which includes the Trypanosoma brucae, Trypanosoma brucae gabiesi, and Trypanosoma brucae rhodesiense. And I mentioned that the Trypanosoma brucae is transmitted by a tsetsefly of Glossina species. You understand? We can have Glossina papalis and other species of Glossina that transmits Trypanosoma brucae. And I said it causes a disease known as um, sleeping sickness or African trypanosomiasis. Hence, we can say it is a pathogenic parasite. You understand? Which means it's a parasite that causes what? That causes disease. You understand? So today we'll be talking about Trypanosoma cruzi, also known as American trypanosome. This is a pathogenic member of Stercorarian trypanosome. Remember I told you about we have salivarian and we have Stercorarian trypanosome. I will say salivarian are those ones that live in the foregut and Stercorarian are those ones that live in the what? Hindgut. And they are monomorphic instead of polymorphic in Trypanosoma brucae. I'm stating the differences between the both of them. You know, Trypanosoma brucae is a polymorphic, but these ones they are monomorphic, and they are monomorphic in the blood of the mammalian. They are more prevalent in the South and the Central American, hence they are called American trypanosome. Hence they cause a disease known as American trypanosomiasis. This group is distinguishable among others due to the following characteristics. They have undulating membrane, which has about 2 to 3 curvatures. They have a long flagellum. They have a pointed posterior end and it is long, like their posterior end is point and it is long. They appear as stumpy form, which is C-shaped in the water in the blood of mammals, and they have a large and oval kinetosome and kinetoplast. And when we're talking about this, we said they are what? They are stumpy form. I think I talked about stumpy, slender, and other forms like that. You understand? I told you about stumpy form, slender form, and other forms like that. So I'm going to be showing you the structure, the major structure between that differentiate between the Trypanosoma brucae and Trypanosoma cruzi, or let me say the Trypanosoma African trypanosome and the American trypanosome. So basically, this is an image that shows the difference between the both of them. If you notice very well, the first one is spindle shaped. That is Trypanosoma brucae. It is spindle shaped. Are you getting me now? While the second one is C shaped. Look at Trypanosoma cruzi. Can you see? It is what? It is C shaped. Can you see? It looks like C. And if you count the number of curvature of the undulating membrane, this is 1, 2, 3. Can you see? So it's having an undulating membrane with about 2 to 3 what? 2 to 3 curvature. You understand? They have a pointed posterior end. Look at their posterior end. It is pointed, and the posterior end is long. You understand? So it is pointed and it is long. I get me now. Now they have the same morphology as what? They have the same morphology with Trypanosoma what? Trypanosoma brucae. They have undulating membrane. They have central nucleus. This is them under the microscope, and this is what? This is their nucleus. Can you see that their nucleus is centrally placed? You understand? And they have what? They have a flagellum as well. That they have retracting flagellum that forms the what? The undulating membrane. So basically, this is the major difference between what? Between the morphology, major difference between the morphology of what? Trypanosoma brucae and Trypanosoma cruzi. Now, moving from there to the life cycle of Trypanosoma cruzi. Trypanosoma cruzi is monomorphic, and like I said, they are monomorphic in the what? In the mammalian blood, which is their definitive host, which means their mammalian blood is the what? Is their definitive host. And the kissing bug or the kissing assassin bug is the what? Is their intermediate host. You understand? So they are monomorphic in the mammalian blood and their definitive host. The life cycle is indirect, and when they say something is indirect, it means it has a heterogeneous life cycle, which means the life cycle is indirect or what? Or heterogeneous. It means it involves what? It involves two hosts, and which is the what? The insect vector and the what? And the mammalian host. Now the life cycle begins when the insect arthropod vector called reduvis, that's the name of the insect, or kissing bug of three genera. They have three genera, either the genera of Triamata, the genera of Rondius, or the genera of Pansogylus. These are the three genera of what? Of reduvus, or kissing bug, or assassin bug that can what? That can causes, that can transmit, or that can reserve these particular insects. You understand? Is infected by a mammal when they bite a particular mammal. Now, this is it. It is not really by inoculation. This is what they do. They bite mammals. You understand? Immediately that they finish biting mammals, they are going to what? They are going to urinate or defecate on the what? On the wound that they created. I get me now. They bite mammal, but they don't inject the Trypanosoma cruzi inside the mammal. They don't inject it inside. I get me now. They inject it on it. I get me. So they inject, they deposit. Let me use the word deposit. Look at it. We use the word deposit. They deposit it on the wound. You understand? Once they now deposit a metacyclic trypomastigot on the wound that is created by the what? By the insects. Now, maybe after biting the person, there will be irritation now. You want to like rub it, you want to like scrub it. So immediately that you scrub that place, immediately that you scrub it, you are the one that push the parasite inside yourself. You understand? You rub the metacyclic trypomastigot on the wood. You understand? On the abrasive that is caused by the what? By the insect bite. And once you rub it on that wound like this, we have antibodies, we have the cells of the immune system. We have different cells in the immune system. We have the plasma cells, we have the lymphocytes, we have the eosinophil, we have the mast cell, we have the macrophages, we have the monocytes, and the last one, we have the lymphocyte as well. You understand? We have the neutrophils. You understand? Now, it is now the macrophages that usually engulf external agents. That engulf these parasites. I get me now. It's phagocytosis. And when you hear the word phagocytosis, it means engulfment. So it engulfs this particular parasite. I get me now. Now, once it engulfs it, it means the parasite has entered the body. I get me. So that is the first stage of their what? Of their life cycle. Now, the A mastigot was then picked up by the host vector. Sorry. It should be this is the next slide. Now, in the macrophages, the parasite undergo several division. In the macrophages, the parasite undergo what? Undergo several division by binary fission. You understand? And once they undergo binary fission, they produce what we know as what? What we know as A mastigotes. I get me now. Now, once they produce A mastigotes, it stays inside the macrophages. After a while, the macrophages ruptures. It dies. It ruptures. Then once it ruptures, it releases more amastigote inside the what? Inside the blood. I get me now. Now, inside the blood, the amastigote now rapidly transform into what? Into trypomastigotes. It rapidly transforms into what? Into trypomastigotes. These trypomastigotes now reinvade or reinfect the surrounding cells at which it is released to. Any cells that is at that surrounding will be infected by what? By the trypomastigotes. I get me now. They now find their way into the bloodstream, which carry them into other important cells like the liver cells, the spleen cells, the gonad cells, and some involuntary muscles in the body. I get me now. Now, as the trypomastigote invade the cells, they rapidly transform into A mastigotes. They rapidly transform into what? Into A mastigotes again. And any cells that carries this particular that particular hemastigote is known as LDB. LDB, Leishman Donovan bodies. That is what the cell is known as. And now, as the infection increases, the body immune system tries to prevent the further division. It tries to what? Prevent the further division. The immune system will like, this one is dividing. Let us stop. Let us stop it from dividing. Now, it tries to what? To prevent the further division of this particular A mastigote. I get me now. Hence, once it stop it, it is going to form a cyst. And this cyst is known as what? Is known as pseudocyst. Now, this cyst is known as pseudocyst. Now, the next thing is that the A mastigote that forms pseudocyst was then be picked up by the host vector during another blood meal. You understand? And this A mastigote find a way to the posterior station of the midgut, to the front of the midgut, where it develops into what? Into epimastigotes, which find its way into what? Into the hindguts. Once it reaches the hindgut of the kissing bug, then it is going to develop into metacyclic trypomastigotes, which is the infective form to what? To humans, and the life cycle continues like that. Are you getting me? Now, let us now talk about the pathology of Trypanosoma cruzi. Trypanosoma cruzi causes Chagas disease, also known as chagoma. Causes Chagas disease in what? In children. You understand? And the pathogenicity of this infection varies with the strain of the parasites and the host immune system. In the first video that I introduced you to what? To parasitology, I mentioned the strain of a parasite and the host immune system, or let me say the parasite and the host relationship. You understand? So it depends on the what? Two things: the strain of the insect, or the strain of the parasite rather. Sorry, the strain of the parasite and the host immune response. You understand? Now, one of the onset infection, one of the onsets of this infection is a reddish skin. It's a reddish skin nodules, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you, which is a sign of the vector bite. So let me show you the image. So this is, can you see the reddish skin nodule that is formed due to the what? Due to the bite of the insects. I get me now. So that's one of the onset of the what? Of the that's one of the onset of the infection. You understand? That's the one of the onset of the infection. Now, let us proceed to the pathology again. Now, this sign is more often seen in the eye, or the conjunctiva, where the mucous membrane and the reddish nodule is called what? The chagoma, which means it causes inflammation of the eyelid. It causes what? Inflammation of the eyelid. Now, this inflammation of the eyelid is also known as Romanas sign. Now, look at this image. Look at this image here. Can you see? Can you see the eyelid of this boy is inflamed? That is Romana sign. So this one is called the what? The Romana sign. Are you getting me? Or Chagoma or Chagas disease. They call it Chagas disease, Chagoma or Romana sign. Can you see that it's a boy? So it is more often in what? In kids than adults. You understand? Now, we now have the acute infection. The acute infection commences 1 to 12 months after the initial infection. 1 to what? 1 to 12 months after initial infection. And one of these characteristics of the symptoms of the chronic infection could be pyrexia, headache, enlargement of the lymph node around the neck, liver and spleen enlargement, drowsiness with a sign of heart failure, and if not treated, it can cause what? It can cause death. You understand? It can cause death. Now, chronic infection, after acute infection, we now have chronic infection. Chronic infection now commences 2 to 3 weeks after the acute infection. And this set a several stage of neural damages of the heart and the gut muscles. And if not treated, it may affect the host and causes what we know as cardiomyopathy or cardiopathy. These are one of the things that it can cause. You understand? Now, remember I told you that it is mostly found in what? In America and what? In South and Central America. So this is the what? This is the epidemiology. Trypanosoma cruzi, they said the cause is the cause of what? Cause of American trypanosomiasis, or what you know as Chagas disease. And it's a protozoan parasite that is enzoonotic. And when you hear the word enzoonotic, it means it is caused by what? By animal. And it is endemic in much of America. That is why it is called what? That's why it is called American trypanosomiasis or American trypanosome. I get me now. Now, it is endemic. It is found in almost like a particular area. You understand? Now, in United States, transmission of Trypanosoma cruzi appear to be extremely rare. 5% are known to have been infected with Trypanosoma cruzi through organ transplants. It can be transplanted to what? Through organ transplant, apart from insect bites. You understand? Apart from insect bites. And prior to the implementation of the donor screening in 2007, 5 instances of transmission by transfusion has been recorded, which means they have recorded the the transmission of this parasite through what? Through transfusion. You understand? Through transfusion. So apart from the what? Apart from insect bites, it can be also be what? Be transmitted through what? Through transfusion. Now, this is the insect that causes American trypanosome. This is known as reduvis or kissing bug or assassin bug. You understand? So that is that on the parasitology of what? Of Trypanosoma cruzi. I hope you learned something from this video, and I'll be dropping the next video very soon. And subscribe for more. Thank you.